You think the algorithm on Google's stronger than Facebook's?
I think so. From what I've seen, yeah.
Interesting.
This sounds like a no-brainer. It sounds like you're literally just printing money. Welcome to Seven Figure Entrepreneur Podcast, the number one podcast bringing you behind the scenes with real online earners. No fake gurus here. And today we have the wonderful Tyler Devon, as per usual, looking handsome as ever in that red shirt. Look at that beard, though. Look at that beard, buddy.
It's got to get trimmed.
Yeah. And then we also have the wonderful Chris Reeder. Yes. Happy to have you, Chris. We asked to get you on here a while ago, but you were too busy traveling the world, living your best life, making an influencer Instagram, you know, all that shit. But happy to have you here now because you are doing some big things with affiliate and YouTube. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's been a while since we met, you know, but yeah, I've been grinding, been working really hard for what I've been up to. So it's good, fun to be on here.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. We're glad to have you on.
Yeah, dude. Super excited about this. So let's kind of give you a breakdown of like what it is you do now, and then we can rewind back and figure out how you got there.
Yeah, cool. So I am an affiliate marketer, right? So I do affiliate marketing. Most people on here probably know what that is, right? So we sell products that are created by affiliate vendors and we get a split of their sales. So originally I did Facebook. So that's where I had my big success running Facebook ads. I still run Facebook ads like really heavily. That's like a really big part of my business as well. But I also do YouTube ads now. So we run YouTube pre-roll ads and then we sell, ad landing page offer. And we mainly do like health supplements and physical.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's
very cool. Yeah, I was going to ask you what vertical you were in.
Yeah.
So you mostly do stuff with ClickBank, is that correct?
Yeah, ClickBank, MaxWeb, and some other CPA networks.
Oh, nice. MaxWeb's great, man.
Yeah, I love
cool. Yeah, we're supposed to do a talk for them, I think, Tyler. Something like
it's
that.
funny you bring that up. As soon as you said MaxWeb, that kind of rang in the back of my mind too. We'll have to circle around on that one. That's cool though, man. How old are you, by the way?
I just turned 23 2 days ago.
Damn.
Shit. And apparently Chris has a pretty cool story about how he got to where he's at, because he was a big video game nerd, not doing much with his life. And I guess like most teenagers, you know, and here he is today. So do you want to tell us about that, man?
Yeah. So I used to play like competitive video games. So I used to play like Counter-Strike.
No shit.
I used to play Counter-Strike a lot. Like, I don't know. I used to be super competitive. I just used to play video games like all day and was like really good at it. And then I remember I used to play with like people that were like 25 when I was 18. And I remember telling myself like, once I turn 18, I'm never playing a video game again. Because I was just seeing all these people that I would play with that were like super old. And I was like, dude, I can't be doing that.
Bro, are you saying 25 is old?
Well, when I was like 15 or 16, you know.
That is pretty old. You know, everyone's old when you're that age.
Like I was playing video games all day at 16 and I was playing with like 25-year-olds, you know. So I was like, what are these guys doing? But then I went down the self-development route and I sort of went through like the breakout of the matrix phase, you know. So that was like pretty big for me. And then I realized like
was there one book that was like a turning point for you, or what kind of even got you to go down that road?
I watched the documentary Zeitgeist.
Oh,
so
nice.
I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's very heavy.
Right? I haven't seen that, man. Have you, Gabe?
Yeah, fuck, man. A long time ago. This was like before. This is like, I don't know, man. That's like before YouTube was like popular. You know, I don't even know how I saw it. I think you go to like, I went to some random website and it was like conspiracy shit. And you're just like, this is awesome. But I have seen it.
Crazy.
So, yeah, I watched that when I just came out of high school. And so before high school, I used to crush economics and business studies, right? So I always knew I wanted to be in business. And I just viewed myself as, when people asked me what I wanted to do, I was like, I want to be a dude in a suit that just made heaps of money, right? That was literally like and people would be like, but what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I just want to make heaps of money in like one of the big buildings, right? So that's literally what I wanted to do, like be a CEO or something, right? So then I watched that video, that documentary, and then I was like, my whole like reality blew up. I was like, all right, I'm never getting a job. I'm never being a dude in a suit. And then that started my like self-development path. So I started reading heaps of books, learning about the mindset, perspective and stuff. And then from there started like my entrepreneurial journey, because I realized I had to like make money outside of the system. So started with
So how old were you? 16, 18, what?
I was 18 at this point.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I just finished high school.
Yeah.
I remember I was working the only job I've ever had was a coffee shop, and I was working in a coffee shop that I hated, and I would always like ditch my my shifts to like, because I just hated it so much. So I barely had any money, but then I started going to start like fueling money for my e-com store, which I was doing paid Instagram ads. And I made
Very
like
cool.
$5,000 within my first 2 months doing that. So I realized like
Wow.
it's possible to make money on the internet.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to one. Yeah, after you.
Oh yeah. What was your first Shopify store? What did you sell on that?
I sold wrench rings, like, you know, wrenches.
I know those. Yeah. No, I know exactly
Yeah,
what
I
that is,
sold
man.
them. Yeah, I sold them through like mechanic meme pages, because I figured that's like the target market, right?
Yeah.
And then
Dude, that's funny. So you'd have memes of mechanics?
well, I would just pay mechanic meme pages to promote my thing.
Gotcha.
That's really cool. So you weren't really doing paid advertising so much. You were more doing like influencer style.
Almost.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to run Facebook ads at this point. After I made like $5,000, I tried to run Facebook ads for the first time, and I put up like the worst ads ever, and I just lost like $400.
Nice. We've all been there.
Yeah. I feel like it's a rite of passage, man. Like your first ad you ever do, you think they're so beautiful. And then when you get good at writing ugly ads, that's when they fucking convert.
Dude, I remember like doing all these borders and like these designs and Photoshop. I'm like, this looks that good, you know, with the 20% off logo at the top. I was like, crush, and just bombed. But through running that, I realized like, you know how people say like, sell me this pen sort of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah,
I realized
Wolf of Wall
the way you
Street.
make money is just by selling stuff to people that want it. Like the mechanic wrench ring is only going to be wanted by like a mechanic. So I just put it in front of mechanics and I'll sell it, you know?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
No doubt. Yo, who preaches that hard? Have you seen any of Adrian Morrison's stuff?
Yeah, that's probably, I was watching a lot of his stuff, his free stuff.
Yeah. Dude, he's really good about that. He's like, doesn't matter what you like. He's like, it only matters what your customers like.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah,
like,
man.
When I talk to non-entrepreneurial people I know now, they're like, who's going to buy that stuff? And I was like, I'm not going to buy it. You're not going to buy it, but you know, a 50-year-old mom who's a little bit overweight is going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Man, that's crazy. So you started off with the e-com store. What did you grow that to?
I probably did like 15K in revenue and like 5 to 7 grand profit within like 4 months. So that was like the most money I ever made in my life.
At that point,
It's pretty good at 18.
Yeah, for real. I didn't even think you could make money online when I was 18.
Yeah, just purely influencer. If anyone's listening out there, you could probably do the exact same thing, because it was like 5 years ago. I don't know if you probably use the same.
Dude, actually, I was talking to someone today. Apparently, memes are crushing right now. So I've heard.
Like meme ads?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I see some big like medical brands that like Hims, you know, Hims.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They use memes in their ads.
See, I feel like that makes sense for a brand like Hims.
Yeah.
I love that they found a legal way to sell Viagra online. That's great.
Dude, that's like the easiest layup ease as well. You know, like nobody wants to go in for that shit. Just like, I want to hit some buttons and that stuff to show up at my door.
Right.
I don't want to I don't want to fake a story to my doctor. Just give me the goods. I got a drinking problem.
That's right. So you did the e-com, you made a little money online. What happened next?
So then I found my mentor, right? So that's how I met Gabe at an event by Gary Kramer and Rob Jones. So I watched a YouTube video of some dude who was like revealing Tai Lopez's ex-business partner. right? And so that's the first video I watched. And he was introducing this guy that lived in Bali called Gary Kramer, who did affiliate marketing. And I bought that guy's course. And so he taught how to do affiliate marketing with Facebook ads. And then from there, I had success. I started doing like $10,000 days within my first like 2 months.
Yeah.
And
How old were you?
when I was like 20 then. Yeah, I was like 20.
Dude, that's a lot of
Because
money when you're 20.
there was a time, man, where you were Todd and Brian's like top affiliate. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like you were putting up numbers for them on like which offer was that again?
Flat belly fix.
Flat belly fix. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, man. So that's really cool. And all through ClickBank, right? Like
that was all through ClickBank then.
Yeah. Very
That's
cool.
interesting, man. I could see how those like video type offers would do really well on like social channels like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, etc.
Yeah. TikTok's interesting that I want to test out, but yeah, it's all people think who's going to watch this stuff. Like it's like an hour-long video with like some pain point, it just drawn out story to sell someone stuff, right? But I always figured like, hey, Todd and Brian probably paid someone like $100,000 to make that. So they obviously know what they're doing, and that's obviously going to convert. So like, who am I to like say, hey, it should be done some other way?
Yeah, no doubt.
Especially making that much money, it's like proven pretty much.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
The VSL is like the key element of that whole fucking system, right? So it's been redone so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely put a lot of time and attention in that. We had, do you know Emily Lark at all?
No.
She, we had her on here. She knows Todd and everyone.
Back pain.
Yeah. She was just telling us like about how hard she dives into like any top VSL that comes out. She'll like watch, like, I think she has the first couple minutes or something like of the VSL brain out game, something like that. But she just dives hard into any VSL that comes out and just uses that to refine her own. Because all it does is at the end of the day creates more conversions for her and her affiliates. So it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good situation for those. But so you started doing e-com, and then right after that, you started doing all like the diet pills, the Nutra, stuff like that.
Yeah, back then it was affiliate offers were all like ebooks. They were all like information products.
Yeah.
And so that was like the first year I was in affiliate marketing, and then some big affiliate vendors like recreated it, reformatted like affiliate marketing and started creating like supplements. And then that ushered in like a whole new era of like our sort of model. And then that started crushing really hard as well.
Nice. What's like the biggest day profit wise you've ever had since you started?
Across like all my verticals, I probably had like a $25,000 profit day, probably.
Jeez, man.
That's solid, dude.
Being as young as you are, that's real solid. And how much do you have a team you work with, or is it just you?
It was me originally. But luckily when I went over to Bali, so I've spoken at a couple events. When I went over to Bali, I met one of my business partners and friends now who lives over there, and he's been a pretty big part. So
Nice.
shout out to Colton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool,
street
man.
cred. Good deal, bro. Man, so so you guys just purely run ads. Have you ever thought about getting the other side of the business, or what are you guys looking at now?
Like vendor stuff. Yeah. I mean, we're looking into vendor stuff now. We're going to be creating some products. Like we're working with copywriters and stuff now. Cause I've sort of two things going on. I'm running the ads business. And then I've also now created like a course with, it's crazy to think, cause I joined as a student of this guy, Gary, and now like he invited me to like speak at events and stuff. So I've spoken at Las Vegas, San Diego, where I met Gabe at a mixer, and then Bali. So after, I literally like dropped out of university in my second year doing marketing to
Best
like
decision you ever made, right?
Yeah. And it's crazy because my first ever marketing lecture, the guy was like, if you ever find an opportunity outside of university, you should just quit university and pursue that, because university is always going to be there. So that was my first ever lecturer. My first ever class I went into, the guy said that. So
that's good advice.
Yeah.
So I found
Shout
it
out to
funny
that guy too.
Yeah.
I quit my marketing lectures to like give marketing lectures at like 21.
That's insane, man. That's super cool. And it's crazy how it comes full circle, man. How you bought someone's course, then you were just, but like, what's cool about that, man, is like, I know that you fucking hustled and you like showed results, and that's why you are where you are today, right? It's not just because you like bought someone's course and like,
No.
so yeah.
Well,
And so,
sorry,
yeah,
after you.
no, go for it, man.
Yeah. So I guess that's how, because everyone looks for like everyone says like find a mentor or whatever. But so I bought this guy's course, and I mean, there's a lot of gurus out there, you guys know. So
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have found this guy that actually had a legit business model that worked, right? And that actually had a community, because there was no other course out there that I knew of that you could go to an event and see everyone and see all the successful people. Like what e-com guru in front of his Lamborghini has that,
Yeah. Agreed, man. Agreed.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. So what made you pivot from like Facebook advertising to YouTube advertising?
So Facebook's just gotten so hard,
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know that. Like, I don't know. Facebook's very hard now. Before it was like for beginners / like intermediate. Now I'd say it's like for advanced marketers. There's a lot of back end tactics, a lot of stuff that isn't even related to running ads now. So we just viewed YouTube as like an untapped sort of traffic source. I mean, obviously a lot of people run on YouTube, but nothing the way we do with affiliate marketing. So we figured, hey, let's try and get the business model on there. And also, since I was now in the community of the affiliate marketing course, right? Because I was teaching people and stuff. A lot of people were struggling with it, right? So it was like painful to see that a lot of people that were like newbies trying to get in couldn't really get it to work. So we figured if we could get something to work on YouTube, then that would provide value to our community. And we started doing YouTube, and it's an interesting story, right? So my other business partner, so I got two sort of things going on. I'm like my ad business where I'm running the ads, and then my personal ad business, and then the sort of course thing, right? Which is with two different parties. So my other business partner, Keegan, was running on YouTube, and he'd never been like negative for 6 months on YouTube with this certain method he was doing. And then he taught that to someone, and they went from like 2K days to a $31,000 day in 2 days. Well, so they were doing like $2,000, $3,000 days. And then all of a sudden he just took it to like 31K.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. And so I'll just discuss like how he did that, because it's pretty unbelievable. Like he was using robot voices.
Interesting.
Right.
So like, like voiceover?
Yeah. Like a robot voice.
Interesting.
So we have like the script. So our business model on YouTube's like script, robot voice, landing page offer.
Interesting. So it's a script.
Like, go ahead.
So is it just like a blank page, or is it like there's an actual video to it as well?
Oh, there's like a video. Yeah, there's like stock footage and stuff.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, so what do you guys use in the actual video? It's just the
stock footage.
Or what?
Stock footage.
Interesting. And you use a robot voice, and that's what makes the difference.
Yeah, I mean, we tested it with like real voices and stuff, but the robot voice just always performed the best. So after that guy did that, we started running it, and the results are pretty like insane, to be honest. I've never seen anything like YouTube. Like there's so much money to be made. You can scale from like 2K to like 15K in one day if you wanted to in spend, and your ROI stays.
It holds?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy.
With fucking robot voices.
So you're running, so like, are you running straight up like ClickBank offers on there, or do you have to mask it somehow?
You just have to have a landing page.
Gotcha. So it's like the same as like I would run lead gen on Facebook, right? Like ad, and then my landing page on the domain that I have, and then a redirect to the offer.
Yeah, the exact same thing. Yeah, because we came from that. We do like the same thing. You just do lead gen.
Yeah.
I just do like
yeah.
So
it's all the same shit.
Yeah, we just pivoted that to YouTube.
Interesting. And YouTube doesn't hate that.
Dude, no, YouTube seems like the wild, wild west right now. Like I know
Fuck,
YouTube used to be
man.
bad, but you can get away with so much stuff on YouTube now. It's insane. And yeah, it was pretty
Dude,
insane.
that's
Like,
insane, man. I can't believe
yeah.
a robot voice. So a robot voice outperforms everything, hey?
Well, some people use real Fiverr voices, like they go on Fiverr, get a real voiceover and stuff. But, I mean, it does work. Like people scale them up pretty hard, but the ability to test, the ability to test and pivot and stuff is like massive, right? So being able to just write out a script, throw it in a voiceover thing, get a robot voice, and then just immediately get another robot voice and another, like you could make like 10 robot voices in a day for free.
Yeah.
That would cost you like $100 a voiceover in like 5 days for like 10, so
Yeah.
Tyler's actually messaging someone right now to tell him to do this.
Tyler's
That's
like, bro,
exactly what he's
Tell
fucking
him to
doing.
leave my Skype alone. Dude, that's insane though, man.
Yeah.
Because I wonder on our video ads that we're running on Facebook of robot voice would work, Gabe. Have you ever tried that?
Running a robot voice on Facebook or?
Yeah.
Do you run robot voices on Facebook or?
No, we're asking
no.
if you have tried it.
No, I haven't, no.
Fuck, I gotta
That's
try it.
so, dude, you should try it. Could you imagine?
For my Facebook ads, I run videos, but not with voices. But I assume you guys have like testimonies and stuff or?
Yeah, for different stuff.
We have
Or
scripts for some shit.
spokespeople.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could work. I mean, some robot voices sound real. Like you can get ones that sound like robotic and you can get ones that you kind of like, is that real or not?
You know what it makes me think of is like the TikTok voice, how you can do voiceover onto the text. Because that one's not too intrusive, but it's like, and I bet you people are used to it. It's a good one.
Dude, that's so funny.
I thought maybe it's that because people are used to it, but I don't think the demographic I target uses TikTok, but it's similar voice. It's not like, it's clearly fake, but it's not like, it's just like a fake presenter voice. Like it doesn't sound like scammy. It just sounds like get a message across.
But we're so used to that with like shit like Siri or like Amazon, Alexa or any of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting.
Are we being programmed by these voices, bro? Now I wonder.
Fuck, if it works, it works, bro.
This is crazy, man.
You need to watch Zeitgeist, Tyler.
Yeah, clearly. So I have a healthcare clinic here locally, and anyways, long story short, I went to advertise for it, and I'm going to use what I know, and I hired several different people to be the spokesperson. I did older white guy, I did older African American woman, an older Latino guy, and then a younger woman and a younger guy. And the older white guy outperformed everybody, and it was the same script, pretty much the same backdrop. They all had lab coats. It was crazy to see that it even happened like that. But different, yeah, but I never thought about a robot, bro. That's like,
well, you could get, so there's an app called Synesthesia or something, and it's like a robot spokesperson. So they're like, you can have whatever background, they're just in the camera and they're just like talking with like a robot voice and they look pretty real. Like you could try that.
That's
very
insane.
cool.
Yeah, you gotta try that on the legal ads.
Yeah, I will. So interesting story. I've just been testing tons of different people, man. Like I'll test anybody. I don't really care. I'll literally try like 6 people at once and run the ads against each other. White guy always wins, man.
It does. I think it's just the most, I don't know, maybe all the people that buy like white dudes, or it's just like the most sort of just like generic,
Yeah, true.
Because with ads and stuff, the way I think of it is like, you got to have the least resistance. So whatever anyone's preconceptions are of someone, they're going to project that onto your ad. And if it's 10% of someone just doesn't like the way someone looks, they're just going to skip,
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get canceled for not being race neutral or something.
Well, no, this is just facts,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's actually really interesting, man. I was talking to like some pretty big companies in the lead gen space, like companies that spend multi-7 figures a month, and they say actually because of their affiliates, it helps them like keep on the good side of that card. because they know their affiliates are running in like different markets where it's not profitable for them, but then they can't be like basically blamed for targeting certain users, which from a business point of view, you know what I mean? You kind of have to sometimes. Like if you're selling Rolls Royce, you can't sell that everywhere, right? Same way, like, you know, you're not going to sell maybe like a kid's bike to like senior people. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. They actually use that from a legal perspective too. So affiliates are actually like good and useful for them.
Nice.
Interesting. Like solar and stuff, or like
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, this robot thing, man. Now, like, I would love to see how this thing does on Facebook. If anyone listening to this runs this, please let me know what happens. I'd be so curious.
I'll try it. Tyler, stop hitting your computer. It makes the camera go like
it's
crazy.
my desk.
Gotcha.
But anyways, any other so right now you're running, so you said you create a script, you run the robot voice, you use stock footage, and then you send to a landing page.
Yeah.
Do you guys do much split testing on the landing page side of things?
No, I mean, with YouTube, it's pretty high click-through rate regardless. Like, just test the video. Like, rarely, if I get really good front end stats then and no sales, then I'll test the landing page. But don't test anywhere near as much on the landing page as I'd used to with Facebook.
Interesting.
Very cool. So, question to go back to the script here. I'm just gonna like ask you like tons of like detailed questions right now because I'm genuinely curious. Do you pay a copywriter to write your script, or do you just write it in-house yourself?
I write it myself, yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Do you have any tips on that?
The first 15 seconds of the video are the most important, right? With the first 5 being the most important. Because with YouTube, you don't pay if they don't watch past like, I don't know, it's like 5 or 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like your hook, right? So with Facebook, you've got like the pattern interrupt, incongruity, like curiosity factor. So you want to call out your audience within the first 5 seconds immediately. If you call out like, do you need auto insurance?
Yeah.
If someone doesn't need auto insurance, they're going to skip and you're not going to pay for that.
Oh, right? Interesting. Yeah. Smart. Very smart.
You're targeting the person that you want and you're only paying for that person.
Very cool. That's genius. Next question is, how do you do like, so I know that Google's has super crazy targeting. You can even target by like YouTube pages. You can target, or you can just run broad and let kind of their pixel do their thing. How do you like to set that up?
Yeah. So when we first started, we did topics, we did placements. So for example, like topics of like interests on Facebook, right? Placements of like specific YouTube channels. That all kind of like crashed, right? We just target like pretty much broad, because Google's so strong. They're like, the algorithm's that much stronger than Facebook.
Yeah.
Wow, you think it's a stronger algorithm, huh?
Pardon? What was that?
You think the algorithm on Google's stronger than Facebook's?
I think so. From what I've seen, yeah. Interesting. And
this sounds like a no-brainer. It sounds like you're literally just printing money.
Yeah, well, so we started our PowerSell group, right? So we've launched a course on this. And before we wanted to launch a course, we started a PowerSell group. We had 15 people in there. A couple of them were like experienced marketers, but most of them weren't. Within 2 months, they all generated the group generated 2.5 million. Shit. And we took a product on ClickBank that was like on the 10th page to the 3rd top offer.
Wow.
Yeah. What made you pick one on the 10th page for?
Because it was by a vendor that had other really good products, and it was just like a really good one. And they also had a competition for that product. So we had 3 people in our group doing like 30 to 50K days on that one product.
Jeez.
At the same time. So that shows like a lot of people discuss competition and saturation and stuff. Like if 3 people can do like $30,000 to $50,000 days on one product on the same days, then that shows like, saturation.
That's like,
that's so funny.
I hate that question. They're just like, is this an oversaturated like industry? And I'm just like, fuck off, man. Like you're going to be fine.
And you're just asking like, is the economy saturated? Like there's that many options out there. There's that many products. It's like,
But you know what's
Yeah.
great about ClickBank too is you guys can do global.
Yeah, or it depends. Some vendors, this one that we did wasn't global. It was only top.
Oh, gotcha.
But
I guess
still,
only the info product people would be global, hey?
it just depends. Some different fulfilling shipment services have different. So the one we did was like top 6. That vendor only does top 6, but a lot of other supplements do worldwide.
When you say top 6, what do you mean?
US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand,
Tier 1.
Ireland. Yeah, T1. Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. What so let's talk about like picking offers on ClickBank, man. How do you go about picking good ones? Or do you
Pretty
find you
much
kind
if
of
they're at
run a
the
bunch
top,
of losers?
yeah, if they're at the top, they're going to convert pretty well.
Yeah.
But with affiliate marketing, it's just about testing, right? Like what I like to do is I'll test like $500 across like 3 offers. If one of them's negative, one of them's break even, one of them's 100% ROI, then you can like immediately tell what's going to work. But if you send 500 clicks to like 5 offers, then you can just see what the performance is going to be like.
That's very cool. Yeah, man, that's dope. So you're setting them up as 3 separate offers and just 3 separate like campaigns on YouTube and just letting them have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had any situations on YouTube where it's like burst spent and you just like fucking lost your shirt?
So yeah, YouTube's funny, like, because it can do that, but it also sometimes doesn't spend, right? Because Google's weird. Google's weird. Google's not like Facebook. Like they try and like conserve your budget, and then sometimes it won't. They do something where they spend on like a 7-day basis. So if your budget's like $100 a day, they think of that as like $700 over a week.
Yeah.
So sometimes it could spend like $700 in like a day when your budget's like 200.
Interesting.
But it's sort of, you just have to tame it. You just have to sort of learn how to like tame the algorithm to like spend the right amount.
Yeah.
But not really. Like if you're running it, if you've got a campaign that's got super low CTR, Google actually won't spend on it because they try and like conserve your budget and not spend your money on like bad stuff.
Interesting.
I mean, I've had days where I'm spending like 10 grand a day, and it will spend its budget super quick within like the first like 10 hours of the day, which isn't what I want because I want it to be staggered out, but it would like break even or be positive still.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very fucking
interesting,
cool, man.
Yeah.
And Google's
I'm gonna buy your course after this.
Yeah, for real.
You bought mine. I got to buy yours now, man. It's only fair.
Did he buy your course, Gabe?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
I mean, it's pretty funny as well because we only made the call. We only made this business model like 6 months ago, so it's pretty crazy to like have created like a thing. Like this is pretty much blue ocean. Like me and my partners were even saying, "Hey, like we shouldn't release this year. Like we should just milk it."
Yeah.
Like we literally was saying that, but I mean, whatever. It's fine. I think you can, because the competition's there's so many different products out there that it's not going to really be saturated, at all. So it's going to be good. I reckon we're going to have that. Like we had one dude in our power cell that was doing like 50K days. He had prior experience to Facebook, but
when you say power cell, what are you referring to?
Oh yeah, so it's like this terminology Gary has. So we created like a WhatsApp group of 15 people that we all shared so we gave them the business model, we gave them example videos, we gave them all the resources they need, and created like a mastermind, like a power cell mastermind.
Gotcha.
So everyone in there like pooled resources, gave each other tips based on all our information, and we just let them know all the stuff and just see how successful they could all be. So
that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. So it's pretty.
It's interesting, man. There's a lot of like, part of the reason we did this podcast was because there's a lot of like just guys teaching shit from like 10 years ago that doesn't really work today and stuff like that. And we want to like talk to guys that are actually doing it today. It's cool that you've been able to duplicate what you know in other people. That's how you know when something truly works.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing about business comes from, I guess, my mentor and business partner now, Gary, who he was like the world's top super affiliate. and he created the Facebook method of affiliate marketing with like scammy, the scammy, like, the clickbait and stuff. Yeah, he like created that, which is pretty sick. And then he created the course and so on. So
Gabe loves him already.
Pardon, what was that?
I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
I love Black Hat. Like I don't run it or anything, and like I wouldn't anymore, but like I love that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that back when Facebook was like you could do anything you want, right? So
bid on clicks, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he used that, and then I, through having success with there and being invited to their events and like forming a communication with these dudes, to then like I went over to Bali to just hang out with them, which was insane. Like, law of attraction and stuff. Like when I bought this course, I was like visualizing myself like talking to him in Bali, using these like law of attraction techniques and telling him how I use these techniques to be there with him. And that actually happened, right? And I was like with him, and we're diving into spirituality, law of attraction and stuff.
Yeah.
To then now like being a business partner with him and creating this new method with Keegan and then replicating our results across this group. Like it's been pretty insane.
That's wild, bro.
That's super fucking cool.
And it's pretty much a blue ocean right now, I'd say, because no one's doing this affiliate marketing method on YouTube, or no one's really utilizing YouTube at all, except for like big companies. And like, I don't even know if ecom people are using YouTube, to be honest.
I never and maybe it's just what I watch, but I never really get hit with anything but big brands.
Yeah. Maybe like
I've never
here and there.
Yeah. Gurus too. I mean, I never see like,
I see like guru stuff on there.
Yeah. So
guys with like stock trading courses and things like that.
Yeah. Like Ty Lopez, man, he was the first guy to spend $1 million a day on YouTube.
Is that what he scaled up to?
Yeah. Well, he was that guru. I remember watching his video in my business studies class, making fun of him, like here in my garage, like the knowledge, the Lambo and stuff. So he was the first one to like blow up YouTube. Apparently that course, 67 steps. Everyone thinks Ty Lopez is a scammer. I reckon he's like, that 67 steps is like the best thing I ever watched when I was young. Like so much knowledge.
What is it? I've never seen it.
So it's 67 knowledge, like, how he's like knowledge, so like there's 7 pieces of like knowledge and wisdom in there.
Did you just do an American accent?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird to hear. I'm just gonna put that out.
The Ty Lopez says like, knowledge like that, but it's like he uses metaphors and shit to get across like business and life advice.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, that ad itself is fucking iconic. Like I don't like, people can shit on Ty Lopez all they want, but like that dude's fucking genius, man. Like he made moves with that, and that is so iconic. Like we will forever know that ad.
Dude, yeah, apparently it did, I don't know, it did like 50 mil or something.
Jeez. Dude, I believe it. I fucking believe it.
It's also pretty crazy because Gary Kramer used to be Ty Lopez's ex-business partner.
Oh, crazy. I didn't know that.
So, like, Ty Lopez said, like, get a mentor. So I got his like ex-business partner.
Yeah, made sense, I guess, huh?
That's genius, man. Yeah, I don't know much about Gary, man, but he sounds like a pretty solid dude.
Dude, he's just like, he just chills in Bali, man. He's just got like his mansion in Bali. He's got his like team of people that like cooking food and all that sort of stuff. So he just doesn't want to be like the type of dude in like Hollywood with like Lamborghinis and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
Fair enough. Funny, man.
Yeah. All right. So if someone wanted to launch this YouTube stuff, man, besides buying your course and getting the rundown that way, which is probably the smartest fucking way to do that, because there's going to be lots of gaps if you try it on yourself, but if they didn't want to do that or they couldn't afford your course, what kind of suggestions do you have for them?
Do learn like direct response marketing scripts. So you can do that for free through like YouTube, like videos and stuff. Alex Becker has good like YouTube ad tutorials on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. learn how to write a good script. Your script is like the main thing, right? Like the script is what sells. And with Facebook, it's like the pre-sale page sells a lot, but with YouTube, it's like all the script. Like the script basically pre-sells them. And then the landing page is very simple. So learn how to write like a good script.
Is there any people you'd recommend people watch to learn how to write good scripts?
I mean, I honestly didn't watch any when I was writing my scripts because I have all my copywriting skills from Facebook and like my own sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But from memory, I'm pretty sure someone in the Power Cell shared like an Alex Becker video on how to write ads, because Alex Becker was like the king of YouTube guru ads back in the day. So he knows how to do that stuff. The first 15 seconds is the most important. So when you're split testing stuff, split test like completely different scripts, and then whatever works the best out of these two, take that one and then split test different hooks. So the first 15 seconds.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Because if you just test this one with two different hooks, the whole script might be pretty shit and it might not perform. So if you test completely different things, this is like the concept of split testing. So test completely separate things on a wide spectrum, and then take whatever side of that spectrum works the best and then refine it and do smaller split tests on it.
Smart. Do you have an ideal like time that these ads should be? Oh, I think they're limited, right?
They could, dude. I've seen people run like whole webinars on a YouTube ad.
Wow.
Damn.
Never mind.
And that converted?
Not our business model, but I've just seen it, right? Because
gotcha.
But ours are like a minute to like 3 minutes.
Nice.
Interesting.
Call to actions in the middle at the end. Call to actions are really important. And yeah, that's pretty much it. YouTube's cool because you can test heaps of stuff, right? Because you're not going to have the worries of Facebook stuff. So you can just go ham testing.
Man.
Dude, I love how simple it is. Like I know it's probably not that simple, but like it is in a sense.
I like to think of affiliate marketing, like you probably know this, like compared to every other business model out there, like we probably know entrepreneurs that you've probably had entrepreneurs come on here where they social media marketing agencies, they have like 50 employees, they have like 50 clients, they make like 20 grand a month or something, and there's so much hassle, right? Where affiliate marketing is like so simple, but the tiny things are a little bit complex, but overall it's like the simplest thing ever. But like the small little aspects of course are like pretty complex.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I think and maybe it's different for you, but I find everyone's looking for like a quick fix on Facebook or like a little like trick or something like that. There is no trick. The trick is just fucking test more.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, it's literally. So when I first started the first way I had my big breakthrough, which is what we call it now, like community, like people, when you have your breakthrough and you actually hit it and you realize like the power of making money online. I launched like 4 ads on Facebook. And then I went downstairs to play video games or whatever. And then I was thinking like, hey, if this method really works, all I need to do is just hit a winner. So I ran back upstairs and I launched 10 more ads. And one of those 10 that I launched like hit a winner. And then I started scaling it up. So if I didn't
fucking
test
numbers game.
Exactly. If I think of it like you're drilling like for oil. You just keep drilling holes, you're going to hit oil. If you just drill 2 holes, it's only 2 chances of hitting a winner. If you drill 10 chances.
Yeah, dude, that's a good perspective to have on it.
That's a very good perspective. I'm kind of gonna bounce around here, but like, man, for your age, you seem pretty fucking motivated to get shit going. Like, and I know you got all the energy because you're fucking 22 and you're jacked. I've seen you on Instagram, bro. You fucking work out like a madman. But what's like kind of your motivation to keep on going and keep making moves? Is it all money? Is it like lifestyle?
I mean, lifestyle is pretty much down the drain now because I can't travel in Australia. So
you guys are big time lockdown, right?
Yeah, we're in we can't do anything. I can't even go to like cause I'm in Sydney. So I can't even go to like Queensland, or I can't even travel around Australia if I wanted to.
You gotta take a boat, bro, get out of there.
Yeah, I'll have to come to Florida, man. That's safe.
Yeah.
So originally money, like I just never wanted to work a job again. I never wanted to be in the system. And you can sort of, people that go in the system and like get a normal job and stuff, like they eventually don't really live good lives, or they tell themselves they do, but they just don't really, right? So I never wanted to.
They have a different appreciation for the same situation.
Yeah. It's kind
So
of like
like,
the give up happiness, you know, like it is what it is. I'm just going to be happy with this or pretend to.
Yeah.
because they have cognitive dissonance. They can't admit that they took a bad path or something. Or I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I know that if I went down that path, that I'd probably come to that situation, you know, where I'm working like 9 to 5, being a dude in a suit, you know,
Yeah.
which I did not want to be. So, of course, making heaps of money is good. Like I want to build like generational wealth and stuff. And my goals used to be when I first started, like I want to travel, buy Lamborghinis and shit. But now I want to like build a farm. I want to funnel all my like online money into like a massive agriculture business and like a farm, and just chill on a farm and just like live out in like the wild, while I still might have like a supercar or a Porsche in the city. But
you can do both, man. Like I think like balance is good. And I think that everyone that's like chasing that like life of driving supercars and fucking wearing Gucci and shit like that, like I think it's not bad because it's motivation on some level, and it might get you to where you need to be. But then like once you get there, you're like, it's just fucking overpriced shit. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And you got to give life meaning, you know, making all this money behind a computer is like, you know, it can be fun and stuff, but then it's like searching for like the deeper meaning, which when you look at all these really rich people, that's like what they care about, trying to like give their life meaning and stuff. So being able to like
it's funny, man. It's funny that you say that, because it's like I feel, because I had this discussion with a friend the other day. It's like when you start making like pretty good money, like I one friend in particular, anyways, he's been like super nice guy, super friendly guy, always trying to help people out, and he ended up doing really well in life. And then another friend of his was kind of like, just kind of saying, well, like, yeah, man, you can afford to be nice, you can afford to be nice. My argument was, because you were that guy, you achieved that. It wasn't because now you did it. You've always been like this, but now the fruits have finally paid off. So I feel like if you have that mindset to begin with, you're just gonna have better odds.
That's, I 100% agree. Like before I even started like my online marketing journey, I knew I was going to be like successful, and I knew it was going to be inevitable. And I did heaps of like self-work and inner work. And I realized like for me to become, like my biggest thing is like, you can become anyone you want. You just have to be that person and you'll become that person, right? Like if you want to be a pro athlete, you're going to have to become the person that's like training like 5 hours in the gym and like doing those 10,000 basketball shots. And then it's going to be like inevitable that you reach that stage. But you can't just get there without becoming that person who is that person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast, man, but like I once wrote out my ideal self, like who I wanted to be with everything. And that alone changed my fucking life, because like I wrote out who I currently thought I am, like no bullshit, which is fucking hard to do. And then I wrote out my ideal self of who I want to be. And I just left that shit open on my desk in front of me every fucking day. And that itself pushed me to work twice as hard as I was working. And we all know that you work harder, you get better results. And it completely changed my life. And like, Tyler probably knows the point where like I started doing that, because I remember we had a chat in a fucking diner, and I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. And then like I was like, fuck, I need to like really level up here. And from that
Denver,
on,
right?
just like, Denver.
Dude, I remember that little meeting we had there. You were flying out or something. Like we had a couple hours to kill. We found this like divey little diner. It's good times.
Like it had like stainless steel walls and shit, like near the airport. It was cool. But yeah, man,
I think that's like the most important thing as well. And I think a lot of people like, do you really want to become the dude driving supercars and wearing Gucci and stuff? Or is that just what you think you want to do? You know, like once you're there, you're just there. And then you're going to like want more in your life. And with most people, when they work a normal job and they're stuck in the system, they can't even contemplate how they can give their life meaning, because they're just in the rat race. But like us, we're able to like have free time to think about what we want to do with our lives. And some people just get pushed into like consumerism to like sort of not think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, and I'm like pretty spiritual in a sense, like I meditate and stuff. So that's probably where that comes from. But I think my goal is like, I'll just make heaps of money, like generational wealth, and do stuff that makes me feel like fulfilled. Like I want to do like my actual goal right now, and we might chat in a few years and I've completed this. I want to make like a multi-million-dollar like farm company, because that's like solid. That's like so like inflation proof and like real. And then I just do all my online stuff as well.
Nice.
Yo, it's interesting that you think about that, man. Just about, what's gonna survive. I had that same thought. That's part of the reason I got into healthcare. Another reason I started buying into like different real estate. Like I recently picked up some condos and a small building, and then there's some other duplexes and stuff I'm looking at right now. But just to build up stuff outside of internet. And if anything, I feel like the longer I've been in the game, the more stable it's become. But I still look for things that I think that will always withstand the test of time. Like when COVID hit, I know you probably felt the same. It's like, what the hell's going to happen to our online business? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there is products being sold to people. Who's working at those factories? Or we're doing lead gen. How are they running call centers if people can't go to work? Like, and they figured out ways. They adapted. They did what they needed to do, and it worked out. And then you think Amazon grew, all these like digital companies grew. So I'm like, okay, internet's pretty, I wouldn't say it's like immune, but it's pretty diverse, meaning it's not going to be necessarily impacted that easily, especially after COVID. You saw so many other industries go. But yeah, man, I've had the same thoughts. Like, how do you just become pretty much bulletproof? So if one thing dips, like overall, you're just good. Like it's unfortunate, but it doesn't affect you day to day,
Yeah, exactly. And you guys probably know online stuff's very, like, especially for what we do, affiliate marketing, because we're not really building like legit brands and companies and stuff, right?
It's a high paying job.
It's a high paying job, right? And it's very like rhythmic, right? So you have some months where you're like absolutely crushing it, and some where you're like not really, and so on, right? Until you find the next offer or whatever's converting next. As you said, it's a super high paying job, but you still got to put in the time and the hours and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do the set. Like I'm going to be buying property and stuff after this. I have a relative that made heaps of money on Bitcoin and bought heaps of land, right? So my biggest thing is like how to optimize like my resources. And like I was hanging out with my cousin who has like fucking heaps of land, right? Multiple different properties, just heaps of land.
I'm going to add the word heaps into my vocabulary because I'm really enjoying that word.
Yeah, it's a good one.
A lot.
Yeah.
What do you guys say? Do not say heaps.
No, we do now. We do now.
So he's got a lot of land. And I used to hang out with him, and then I realized like one day, like, hey, I could help him because of relatives optimize his like land and like make a massive farm company. And that opportunity was sitting there for like years. And it wasn't until that I realized that and discussed it with him that he was open to it. And now we're going to do that. So
that's cool.
That's another thing I've realized is like, you could be sitting on all these resources and opportunities that are so real and so there, but you've just not had the awareness to like understand that that's possible.
Dude, that is 1000% true. It's just crazy the opportunity that's around us if we ever knew or even thought to ask. It's the simplest quote, but I love it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Like asking doesn't generally hurt anything. It's amazing.
Yeah. And then ask and you shall receive. That's something that I'm really big on. Like, just having the balls to like ask someone something puts you so much ahead of like everyone else. And like most people that are successful realize that, like being assertive and like realizing what you want and like going after it. Like I remember before I was even an entrepreneur, I used to go out to clubs and stuff and I'd get like a shot, like a bourbon and Coke or something. And then while they're pouring it, I would just be like, can I just have a double shot? And like half the time they would just give me a free shot, just because
the little things. That's funny, man.
And
so many people are scared of asking. And like most of the time people are going to say yes. I mean, depending on what the ask is, but a majority of the time, like people say yes. People are nicer than you think they are.
Yeah.
So
That's
very
Yeah,
cool.
man. Dude, well, it was great to have you on here.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, glad to be on here.
So
I'll
if someone
figure out
wants
a
to
way
get
to,
your,
I was just gonna say, I'll figure out a way to send a submarine to Australia to pick you up if you want to come hang in Florida for a minute.
Yeah, dude, I might need a private jet over there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They'll probably treat you like a fucking drug smuggler though, man. I've seen some
Yeah.
of those videos online. Shit is gangster in Australia.
Dude, it's getting crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen. It just like that's another thing. Like, I guess most entrepreneurs, I don't know. Are you guys able to travel? Because all my goals have like shifted. I have no idea when I'm going to be allowed to travel. Like, I imagine myself just traveling around the world this year, but
I'm flying to Vancouver on Sunday from Florida, which is like across the continent.
interesting. Yeah.
You got to be, if you're not double vaxxed, you have to quarantine here for 14 days when you come back. So if not, it doesn't matter, but you still have to wear a mask with your vax, which makes zero sense to me. Anyway, so moving on topics, if people want to find your course or find you, what are the best ways to do so?
Instagram at Chris Reader, right? So I guess you could pop it somewhere down below, but
yeah, we'll
Chris
put it
Reader.
below the video.
Yeah, that's where I'm at all the time. So I answer like every DM, every question. So you can, if you're interested in the course, it's actually like, it's closing pretty soon, but since I created it, I can give you guys like a private link.
Cool.
Because we only open it for like a week. But
cool. Yeah. We will we'll include it in the video when we first launch it, and you can let us know when to remove it.
Yeah.
Or you can just kill it. You can just kill it from your end. That's probably
smarter. Well, just DM me on Instagram and stuff. Yeah. And I'll send you guys the link.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. This has been a good one, man. I'm excited. I also I need to learn how to do YouTube ads. So yeah, that's going to be exciting for the next couple of months here.
We'll talk again.
Perfect. All right. Thanks for everyone listening today. For everyone watching, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube. And for everyone listening, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher. And apparently we're on Amazon Podcast. Didn't know that's a thing, but it is. So
they reached out to us.
Did they?
Yeah, I remember I talked to Rebecca about that one time.
Oh, so you actually do some work on this podcast.
Not only do I show up late, but I found this
guy right here. All right. Thank you again, man. We'll see you on the next one.
Later. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks, guys.
Later.